What is up, all you growlers and squealers? Boi King Koi here, Jai. Um, we're here on the live stream. This is the first episode of the workshop. The workshop live. Not sure what we're going to call it yet. We'll workshop it. So this podcast is going to be a little different. What I've found with a beer with is that I get so many requests from people to come on the show because everyone wants to tell their story. But unfortunately, sometimes there's not a lot to talk about because, some people are at the start of their game. And maybe, I want to have everyone on the show, but we need to make sure that we've got stuff to talk about. So this show is going to be a little bit different because in this show, I'm actually going to be talking with these artists, and we're going to be sort of workshopping or just speaking about how they can get ahead. I really enjoyed speaking with Brock on the podcast just recently about like marketing and all that kind of stuff, socials, everything like that. So this is just like an opportunity to speak with artists directly and with people and give them a hand with things. So I'm just looking at my phone so I can check that our post is live. I want to be able to have comments and things, so people who come into the room they can maybe give some advice and some help as well. So today, for the first episode, I have Karim on the show. His name is Timponic. He can tell us how exactly it's pronounced. He is just trying to connect now. He's not in Brisbane. He's down in Byron. So for this show, we're going to be talking a lot about marketing, social media, music production as well, how to be productive, and sort of how you can get that routine and productivity happening as well. Because that's something that I know a lot of us artists, we do struggle with. So it's something that I want to do, help people with. It's something I've been learning a lot about recently, like heaps. So building the brand of a beer with over the last year has been, very eye-opening, and I've learned so much. And I want to share that with people. Karim, he's here. All right. So let's see if we can get Karim into the room and see, how he's going, what he's up to. Here he is.
Hey, what's up,
Hi,
man?
mate. I'm just going to turn my volume down a little bit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, boy.
Yeah, sick. How you been?
Yeah, not too bad, man. Just chilling. Haven't really been doing a whole lot because of COVID.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, just
Whoop. He stopped for a sec.
just been visiting my.
We lost you for a second there. I know Karim said he doesn't have the
You
best
got me?
connection. Yeah, I think it might have been my connection actually. It just said it was unstable,
Yeah.
but we're all good now. All right.
Yeah.
So so let's start with just tell everyone sort of who you are, DJ name, where you're from. Give us a
Yeah,
little
cool.
rundown on you.
Hey, so my name's Karim. My DJ name is.
Whoop. We lost it again there. Need to work on this internet. I don't know if it's me or his end. I'm hoping it's not my end because that would be terrible. Karim, are you there? Can you hear me? Damn it. This is the only thing. Karim, I think he just said it before, but he's actually in Byron Bay at the moment. Well, that's where he is, but he's actually just been visiting his grandparents, so he's in a hotel. So I don't know what his internet connection's like there. Bang bang, Karim. I don't have you. I wonder if he can see the chat. I can chat to him as well here. Well, we've lost him totally. All right. Let's hope he comes back in a second and we can sort this internet out. So I'll give you a little rundown on Karim. Yeah, he's just said he thinks it's his end, so I'll just tell him to just try come back in again. I'll do an intro for him. Karim, Timpanic, I think it is. I know that I'll tell you what I know about him. I know that he was in Your Shot a couple of years ago, and I know that he goes to like he loves, as most people who have entered Your Shot, they love Your Shot, and I've seen a lot of his socials there. Um, Now Karim, he's in a wheelchair. He can't walk. So I want to ask him a little bit about that because I don't actually know if that was something from birth or if that was something that has sort of happened later in his life. So that's something we will I just want to know because it's just interesting to find out that kind of stuff. Here he is. He's back. Let's see if we can get him in live. The world of live, it's hectic. You there, mate? It's just connecting the audio. He'll sort it out. Everyone can see you now.
Hey, you
Yeah,
there?
back. Yeah,
Sorry, I think it's on my end
yeah,
because I'm hotspotting with my phone. It's just terrible.
yeah. All right. Well, so tell us. I just gave him a little bit about you, but you tell us. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, cool. So I don't know how much you want to know, but so my name's Karim. My DJ name is K Hertz. I haven't been producing any music yet under that alias, but
I was gonna say I told everyone it was something else. It was like Tim Panic. Is
yeah,
that what you?
it was Tympanic. So the backstory behind that is actually kind of a funny one because I'm deaf in both ears.
Yeah,
Um, I thought like it was kind of when I entered your shot, when they were like, okay, have you thought of a DJ name? And I was like, oh God, I don't know what I want.
yeah,
So I started like just trying to think of names, and my mum's a nurse, and so I was just randomly looking through one of our old textbooks, and I saw this word, tympanic membrane. And I
yeah,
was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
yeah.
I thought
Cool.
if I take the membrane off and just use tympanic,
Yeah,
and I was like,
that's dope.
great, it kind of worked because I'm deaf, and it's a
Yeah,
technical term for your eardrums. So I was like, that's cool. And then I sort of changed it to K Hertz because I felt like I rushed it a little bit, and it was super long. When people were like, oh, what's your SoundCloud? And you're like, Tympanic, and they were like, what?
and then they have
So
to
yeah,
try spell it as well. So that's the first tip for
yeah,
everyone. Make sure you're easy to
yeah,
find online. Don't
exactly,
have a name that's too hard to find.
yeah,
I often see
exactly,
that people want to be unique, which is great. So that that there's not other people, but you can't be so unique that people can't find you.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So as far as I know, you started in Your Shot. Is that right?
DJing wise, I started actually when I was 8.
Okay.
Back with my uncle, who's a hip hop and reggae DJ.
Yeah.
Um, but like professionally DJing, I started
Yeah.
at Your Shot, which was 2017, I think.
Yeah. Cool.
But it's been ages now. I can't even
Yeah.
really remember what the date.
Yeah, yeah. Well, see, I didn't even know you had any hearing problems or anything like that.
Yeah, it's funny.
So
A lot of people don't, because
yeah,
I often lip read a lot, so it's like
you get used.
I hide it very well. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
the other thing is I did mention just before that you are in a wheelchair. How is
yeah,
that something from like birth, or is that something that happened to
yeah,
you during your life? Yeah, from birth. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I was born 6 months premature.
Okay. Yep.
Um, so yeah, and I had um 3 brain hemorrhages.
Oh man. Okay.
Two on the left and one on the right.
Yep.
So that's often why people see me and my left side looks worse than my right side.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, so there
But it's
was
something
that.
you've lived with your whole life, So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
pretty much. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
and
cool.
then um, I died 6 times, and I was resuscitated.
That's crazy,
So
man.
they just couldn't kill me.
Yeah, that's it. Can't go away. Can't go
So
away.
I was like, no, I want to stick around.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, and then I guess from that was I had a pretty difficult childhood. Like obviously, I wasn't born, and then didn't go like straight into a wheelchair. Like I could
Yeah.
walk, but
Okay. Yeah.
the
It's
condition
progressive.
that I have, cerebral palsy,
Okay.
over time the muscles get really, really tight and then
Yep.
they
I actually
contract.
studied physiotherapy, so I
Oh,
studied all
great.
this stuff. Yeah, yeah.
Awesome.
I
So
know
you
exactly. Yeah,
so
but
you
for
know it all.
anyone else out there, that's yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a degenerative. Just it gets worse as time goes on.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and
So
surprisingly, it's actually something I didn't know until I hit like 17.
yeah, yeah. There you go. So let's get straight into about like music and your DJing because you know, you're someone who hit me up to come on the podcast for a beer with, but you said like today you said I don't think I'm that well known in Brisbane, or maybe I
Yeah.
am, but not for the right reasons. And you said everyone knows me as the dark guy in the wheelchair at the
Or
rave.
Hot Wheels, as my nickname
Hot
is.
Wheels, there you go,
Yeah.
perfect. So like you say that you're not known, but so why do you think that is? Do you know why?
I
Have any
sort
ideas?
yes and no. I mean, it's sort of I've sort of done it to myself in a really weird way. Like I think because I'm so like unique in a way, like I'm really outgoing and I love people and I love getting to know people and I love the bass community and everything. So I love to get amongst it all. And when mosh pits start happening, I don't just sit there and bob my head. I drive straight in there and start like marching and
I love
going
that.
crazy.
I love that.
Um,
Yeah, you've got the
yeah,
passion. But how is
yeah.
so? Why is it different? What is it about like your DJing and that whole side of it that sort of you think is holding you back? What are you struggling with? Why aren't you going
I
to?
actually just don't think I'm promoting myself right, to be
Yeah,
honest, and not actually putting in the time and consistently making music and
yep,
putting it out there. And it has been something that I've been struggling with just because I've been doing like SE for like the last 5 years constantly
yeah.
and really struggling to manage like time management and stuff like that.
So you're
And
studying.
then
You're studying as well. You're studying at
I've
SA.
studied, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not studying anymore.
yeah.
So
Cool. You've
I've
learnt all you needed to learn. You're ready for
kinda,
the next step.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Well,
pretty
man, like
much.
I didn't go to SAE. So many producers and huge artists. None of them have done formal training in that. And with the internet,
Yeah,
you can learn all that stuff.
yeah.
So you haven't been releasing consistently, but what about all the other stuff? DJ mixes. I've seen photos of you DJing at like Oh Hello and that. Like, so you've obviously had
Um,
gigs up here.
I've I don't ever really remember playing at a hello. I may have
I saw you behind the decks there. I don't know if you're
I
behind them or
may
not.
have stolen someone's set, but
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
I
okay.
don't think that was like official.
That wasn't official. Ah, well, yeah, you was
um,
there.
oh well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've played at like I played at a small festival out in like Rabbit Eat Lettuce.
Yep.
If you've heard of that, so
Rabbit seats lettuce. That's. I wouldn't call that a small festival. I would say that's pretty big, man. That's a pretty good achievement, bro. I
yeah.
haven't played there, so
Um,
you've got me. You've got me
so,
for just. Um, but
so,
so did you meet many people there and make any connections, or like how was that experience playing at Rabbits? Because there's lots of people from. Well, we might have lost him again. There's lots of people at Rabbits from all over, Queensland, Brisbane, and that. We've definitely lost him. So he's frozen again. Um, Man, cool. I had no idea that Karim was had hearing problems as well. That's next level. Obviously we know a lot of people in the scene know Deaf Will, or Will. And he's obviously deaf as well. I had Galleon on the podcast the other week, who's blind. I think it's incredible some of these guys, their stories and that. And Karim, you know, I think he should be bigger than he is, as I think Galleon should be as well, and Defwell. So I'm gonna see. I think he's gonna. It looks like he may have fallen off again. I'm gonna go to Facebook quickly and just check how it's going. If there's any comments, if people are liking it or not. People could be hating it. Who knows? Callum, he's impressed. He's well, not impressed. He's amazed by that. Karim said sorry. I said I'm just going to tell him to just jump back in when you can. Apologies to everyone. So I think Karim's right. He's not marketing himself. He's not promoting himself. He's obviously got the knowledge. He hasn't been releasing music, which is, that's definitely one of the things you've got to be doing. But there's so much more you can do apart from just, releasing music. And I think what he needs to do is open up with his person. He said he's such an outgoing person, in in real life. But what about on your socials? What are you promoting? I think he needs to probably. That's what I'm going to tell him. He needs to bring that personality, that personal touch to what he's doing. Here we go. He's coming back in. Hopefully, here we go. He's back.
Hey, back
Yeah,
again.
yeah, you're all good, man. No problem. This stuff happens. So I want to. I was just telling everyone, like you probably hit the nail on your head, and you know the reasons because you're not promoting yourself, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And I mean, it's sort of my own fault, and I've totally realized that now. And sort of like from now on, because I've just finished my associate degree in audio engineering, my whole focus is just to focus making music and putting it out there and getting it sort of really known
Yeah.
um,
So what I reckon you
amongst
need
that.
to do, man, is it's not just. I think it's music's going to be part of it, but I'm really starting to recognize the value of like your story in
Cheers, man.
everyone's. Like I had Galleon on the podcast. I was just saying the other week, who's a blind DJ, and the response to
Yeah,
that podcast has been more than anything that anyone I've had on the podcast to date. People absolutely are inspired by that, and
mm,
I think it's something that like I didn't even know that you had like hearing problems and things. So
yeah.
I think you really need to um how open are you to putting that kind of stuff out there? And
I'm an absolutely open book, man. I
yeah,
mean,
cool, cool.
I'm
So
proud of who I am, man,
so
and
yeah, awesome. I love
yeah,
that. And people will love that. People will latch onto that, man. You need to promote that and promote it hard. So here's what I reckon you need to do. I looked at a little bit of your old socials and stuff. With Tim Panic. I didn't know you had the new one happening. But like
yeah,
in
it's in the
all of your
works.
yeah, yeah, it's coming, it's coming. Well, you'll be able to launch and like now after this, and make it like huge. You'll have a plan, I reckon. So like none of the photos have you like in a wheelchair. None of the photos have you anything. And I don't want it to come across as if I'm saying play the disability card or anything like that. But
Oh,
that's
trust me,
that's
it helps sometimes.
yeah, well, it's you, mate. It's unique. Like
Yeah.
that's authentically you. And
Mm,
I feel like too many people try and be something or have an image, and I think people like for a while there maybe that worked, but I think these days it's more
totally.
about it's more about showing your personality and your like you day to day. So I would love to see more content online from you that does feature that you sitting behind the decks in a wheelchair or however you DJ or whatever it is
Yeah, teacher.
because it's not playing that card because that's you like
Yeah.
that's it's 100% authentically you like I
Big
do
up, Sam.
yeah, yeah, get on it and I think something else that would like that you can be doing right now that I would watch you live stream like DJ on a live stream in a heartbeat. Have
Yeah,
you done any?
I've
Have you done any
no,
live streams since COVID?
no, and
This is your time, man.
simply because of COVID, because just when COVID hit, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start live streaming. So I went on the store DJ. I started getting all this equipment, and like, yeah, I just like the one piece of kit that I need is like on back order everywhere.
Yeah,
So I've got something else that I've ordered that should
yeah.
be here soon, but I will be putting out live streams very soon.
Because there's such an opportunity for you here because with the live streams, there's so many eyes on live streams, but a lot of them are so uninspiring and not interesting,
Mm.
you can actually
Yeah.
feature this. You can feature this hard now because, like in a club, if you're up in a booth behind the decks, people don't get to see that, right?
Yeah,
They
that's
don't get to
true.
see that,
And
and
I think
so other,
that's
yeah, go on.
sorry, man.
No, you go.
I think that was one of the reasons why it's hard to
Yep,
sort of feature that because sometimes for me when I'm playing in a club, I can't just go, all right, cool, I want to play it and just wheel in there and play because what if the
yep,
booth's too small? I
yes,
mean, I can still walk, but not very far. So it's like,
yeah,
well, how far is it to the booth and how wide is it? And so
yeah,
there's a lot of things to take in mind
yeah.
when doing that. And actually, is because I'm from Byron. So my home club that I normally play at a lot, Woody's. They have a
Shout out Woodies.
yeah. Shout out to
Everyone
Woody.
go, everyone check
Um,
out Woodies when it opens again.
yeah, definitely. Um,
Yeah,
so there's a booth at the front, and I normally just park my wheelchair there, and then I just walk around.
yeah.
And then when people are on the dance floor, they're always looking at me and then looking down at the wheelchair, like
They're like, whose is
that's
that?
it, that's his wheelchair there, and then there's his DJ playing, and it's not till I come out that's when they go absolutely insane. And
Yeah,
I think that's kind of funny in a way of like, oh, so like it takes the picture of the wheelchair for people to go, oh, he's
yeah,
inspiring.
yeah,
So it's like, oh, okay.
yeah.
Um,
So what I'd say, man, is like now is the perfect time. You can live stream and feature that you're in a wheelchair, and people can see it because you can set up cameras how you want. And I think moving forwards, you're going to benefit from it as well because I think live stream's going to be in clubs a lot as well. So I think now is the perfect time. What's the piece of equipment that you're missing for your for your live stream setup? What is it?
so it's called an iRig,
Yep, so you need an iRig
or
for your phone.
yeah,
Yep,
or
to do the
there's a
audio.
roll and go mixer. So there's just
Yep.
either those two variants that are
Yeah,
just
yeah.
really hard to come
Do
by.
you know anyone in Byron Bay who has a setup or can help you set up a live stream? Do you know anyone who has a
Yeah,
webcam or yeah,
yeah. I know a few people. So
hit them up. Hit them
I will
up.
hit them up
As
and
soon
I
as we
will.
finish, I want you to message them, all right? Send them a message as soon as you finish this because
Yeah,
I want to see you live streaming, man. Because
cheers, man.
I think that could be huge, man. And because there's no clubs, this is the time to
Yeah,
do it.
literally.
And that's that's perfect. What about like your socials? Let's talk about socials for a minute. What do you?
So my social skills.
No, like social
Of
media, social
yeah,
media.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
like my social skills, as in my social media skills,
Yes.
uh, absolutely appalling at the
All right,
moment.
so you got to work on that. You got to work on that. What's your
Definitely.
favorite platform to put stuff out on? Is it Facebook? Is it
Honestly,
Instagram? Nothing.
I try and avoid them because I just like number one, I don't really feel that confident using it, and
Yep.
I just feel like I get sucked into like what everyone else is doing. So I just mainly like I know that Messenger isn't really like a social media platform or
Yep.
sort of kind of.
Yep.
But I'd sort of mainly, if I had to choose one, it'd be Instagram.
Yep. Okay,
Um,
cool. That's perfect for
so
you. That's
yeah,
perfect.
I
Instagram.
think
All right.
that might
So
be the way
on
to go.
Instagram, so what I'm going to say to you, man, is like, yeah, it's easy to get sucked into what everyone else is doing because everyone's doing
Totally.
amazing things and it's incredible to see what everyone does and they put their best life out there. But don't look at that stuff. Be a creator on those platforms. That's how you have to
Mm.
think of it with socials. So I think you could really like I'd watch your stories every day. Like you know how you can click through people's you can swipe through.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wouldn't be swiping through on your stories because I want to know after just knowing the things about you I know now. I want to know more about your day to day life. You know,
cheers, man.
yeah,
I
well,
mean, it's
it's interesting to people who maybe they can't relate to it in terms of it's something they've never gone through because they don't have this, but it's a
exactly.
way of inspiring other people, and that is huge, man.
But I also think there's another thing, I've also like think that has sort of made me really shine through.
Yeah,
And that's like one thing because I know a couple of people like they come up to me and then they're like, "Oh wow, there's this kid at a rave. That's so cool!" Like,
Yeah,
it's like how many people do you see in a wheelchair at a rave? Not very many, and that's sort of understandable in a way. But then also like, well, why can't there be more? But then there's a whole lot of back reasons for that. But I feel so blessed that I'm actually able to still have the capacity to do it. And
yeah,
I think when I go to these places, sometimes there's like a little bit of mixed messages,
yeah.
which can be fun sometimes, but can also be kind of annoying. Like I get a lot, like a lot of the time, people come up to me and they look, "Hey, I don't mean to be rude, but I just want to know, what's your story? Like, how did you get in the chair?" And
See, right there. Just
depending
just
on my
stop. Right,
mood,
just stop right there. 100%. People want to know your story already when they see you. You should document this, like Instagram. If you appreciate Instagram stories, when you go to a rave or an event or something like that, where it's like it's that kind of situation, you should be smashing stories the whole
yeah.
time. Because it's you just said it. People come up to you and say, What's your story? Like, how are you here? Like, what, you know, I think you really need to feature that and, show people who you are. I think I think you could be playing up here every weekend if you want.
Thanks, man. I mean, I come to Brisbane quite regularly, and I
Yeah.
think that's also like definitely helped and being a biscuit battery for like ever since
Yeah.
it started. And um, that's something that I'm so grateful for. I absolutely love Alex Tate. Shout out to Alex Tate and all
Yeah.
the people in the Biscuit
100%.
Factory crew. They've been absolutely amazing to me, especially when my gear got stolen. And I think that also like really made me sort of pop up a bit more in the Brisbane scene.
Yeah.
Um,
For sure, yeah.
so
People
like,
sort of heard about that story and stuff. So here's what I'm
yeah,
gonna say:
totally.
when Biscuit Factory's back, let's both go together. I'll help you. I'll help
Love to,
you
bro.
do a story and stuff. I'll take
Cheers,
some
man.
footage for you, some content. I'll help you do some videos or some posts or whatever, and we'll make that work as well. So first of all, you've got the live stream sorted. You're gonna have it sorted. You're gonna message
Gonna
your
have that
friends.
sorted,
You're gonna do it because
definitely.
if you don't, I'm gonna be messaging you because I could, I know people who could come down and set up a live stream and do a dope one with you.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Like a really cool one. So if your friends fall through, let me
Yeah,
know.
I'll hit you up for
Let me
sure,
know for
for
sure.
sure. Yeah.
So have you started these other social platforms yet?
I have an Instagram one. It's still like tympanic, and some of its content is a bit like it's not the greatest. So I'm gonna re-renovate that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
So
gonna
so so Tim Panic, are you going to just rebrand on the same page?
yes, but change the name if that's possible,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
start a
All
new
right, cool.
account or
How do we
whatever.
spell it? Tell everyone how to spell it. If anyone out there's watching,
So
I want you to go follow him right now.
yeah,
What is it? How do we spell it?
so K Hertz is gonna be spelled with a
No,
K.
no, no. So they can follow you now. I want them to follow you now.
So tympanic
Yep.
is just
Yep.
TYMPAIC
Yep.
official.
Underscore official.
Yep, underscore official.
Okay. TYMPANIC.
Yep, that's the one.
All right. I'm just putting in the chat so that people can go, follow that. Man, like, the things I would say to you is get across all the platforms, get on Facebook, get on Instagram. I know you said you don't like it, but you got to do it, man.
Yeah,
You
I
got to
know,
get it
right?
out there, all right?
It's crazy. I feel like
And
one of the laziest people on the earth. Um,
no, no, you're not
it's
lazy, man.
crazy.
You've got other stuff
I'm
going
so
on.
lazy, but I'm so passionate.
That,
Um,
that that's so many people's
yeah,
problems, and it's only when you get the two things going that it really works. So,
yeah,
I want to see this
definitely.
this happening, like your socials and stuff like that. What about music production? How's that
Music
going?
production, really good, man. I mean, I feel like a lot of people feel like they need to take courses in doing like music production, but they really don't. For me, I just chose to take it because I feel like I need to be in a classroom
Yeah.
around
Everyone learns
people. So that,
different.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that was really helpful for me. But I still take some online courses if I just want something to do, like now in COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I've been producing for about 8 years now. Um,
But how's it going for you at the moment? Are
yeah,
you
really
writing
good, man.
lots? Are you produce like are you actually I went through this realization a few years ago that I said I was a producer, but I wasn't producing music.
Yeah, it is
I
funny.
actually wasn't a producer,
I
you know?
mean, currently, right now, you could sort of say I don't produce,
Yes, you
but
haven't been.
but I'm producing tracks every day and making sounds. I'm just not uploading
No, that's all right, as
anything
long as you're
yet.
still making
So
stuff, as long as
that
you're still making stuff.
that's the thing. But yeah, every day I'm always making stuff at the
Yeah, cool.
moment.
And so
Currently
why haven't you
working.
released? This is the next question I'm gonna get to. Why haven't you released anything? What's the reason there? Let us know.
I think as part of me, like I'm a really big perfectionist.
Yep.
So I like look at myself and I look at other people's work, not to necessarily like compare, but just to see if it's around the same standards. And I think I get like too stuck on that, and then I just go, oh no, or maybe if a track isn't finished yet, and I just can't be bothered to finish it, or just go, oh no, this idea is crap. I'll scrap it
We all go
and
through those
do a
moments and
new
those
one.
phases. We all go
Um,
through that. One
yeah.
thing I'll recommend to you that that I haven't done myself, but so many people in the industry have recommended to me to finish music and get things done. The Mike Monday program. I don't know if you've heard of him.
No,
He
I don't
promotes
know.
his stuff all on socials heaps, but I would recommend. I'm going to do it soon. And I know people who've done it multiple times because it's
Well,
that
I'll jump
good.
on that train with you.
Yeah, yeah, we'll do it together. Because we all get stuck in that. And I was speaking to Brock. Shout out Brock if he's still watching. I saw him in the chat before. Um, he's he's someone who spoke about perfectionism and how it just kills people. Like
Mm.
put a track out, see what people think. Just put it on SoundCloud. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be an official. Oh, check this out. Just send it. Do you send music to people in the industry, like
Yeah,
friends and
yeah,
stuff?
a couple of friends. Yeah,
Right. So now you're gonna start sending me
definitely.
music. Yeah.
Totally, man.
Sweet.
Totally.
Sweet.
I'll spam you, bro. So you might want to be
Do it.
careful.
Do it. Do it. I can't always listen in the studio because I'm not always here, but I'm
Yeah,
happy
all
to listen
good.
on headphones or earphones wherever I am. So
Yeah,
send me
easy.
some stuff through.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll do.
yeah. So I think
It's pretty bass driven.
yeah, that's cool, man.
Um,
I like everything.
it's great.
I'm trying to get into rhythm because
Yeah,
I don't know a lot about it, but I want to get into it a bit more.
yeah.
Just to know more about it. So yeah.
I
So
mean, I feel like I have a very diverse selection when it comes to music. So like I listen to obviously a lot of dubstep and drum and bass and rhythm, but I
yep,
also really like, my hip hop, my trap. But I've loved like my 80s stuff. Like I listen like when I'm not listening to like bass music, I'll listen to like a lot of 80s tunes.
yep.
So that's
Yeah,
the jam.
cool. Hey mate, 80s had great music.
Totally.
80s is sick. Anyone who doesn't like 80s, I was born in the 80s, so.
Yeah.
How old are you, by the way, Karim? How old are you?
I am 22,
22. Sweet, man.
but I feel
You've
a
got
hell
so
of a
much,
lot older.
mate. I started DJing and stuff when I was 21.
Hey.
My mate gave me a controller on my 21st birthday that he had bought, and he was shit. Shout out Nate for that controller. But like so, look, like I was only a year in it, at your stage, and you've done SAE, you've done all this other stuff.
Mm.
So look, you're ahead of me. You
I'd
played
say
Rabbit
it's not
too.
a race, mate. I'd say
No,
it's not
no,
a
no.
race.
I
It's
know
just
that it's
about
definitely
like,
not.
things just happen at different times, and we all sort of have different lives and different
100%.
things we want to achieve.
People laugh at me, but I'm gonna be doing this for another 40 years.
Oh, I
Like
love it, man. Honestly,
people
I've got
laugh.
such mad respect for you. Like,
People laugh,
when
man, and they're like, whatever. And I'm like, you wait till I'm that 70-year-old.
yeah.
I probably won't be going to the club every week and throwing events, but I'll still be doing it. Don't you
Yeah.
worry.
Well, that's what I say to people. They say, will you still be DJing and like producing and stuff? I'm like, hell yeah, I'll do it till I die.
That's
Music
it.
for life.
And you got plenty of time.
Yeah, exactly. And I just wanted a quick shout out to one of my ex-students, Corey Weber. So proud of you, dude. It's
Corey,
come such a long way.
I know that name, Corey Weber. I don't know how I know
Yeah,
him, but I need, yeah, I
yeah.
definitely know that name. So,
I've,
I'll
yeah,
have to see him, have a chat to him maybe one
yeah.
time. So what about other stuff? Like, what else are you into? Like, because I'm just thinking for socials,
Um,
like, like the way you can promote yourself. What other interests do you have that people can relate to?
well, apart from just like hobbies, I mean, I'm
No, hobbies are
really,
fine.
really
Hobbies are fine.
into just like retro gaming stuff. So just like, love my
Yes.
Game Boys and Nintendo
Yes.
64.
That's sick, bro. That's sick.
I,
So,
like an old soul in a young body, people say.
but you know what? Everyone loves those old retro games.
Yeah.
That's huge. I was talking to Brock, and there's a channel where a guy just plays like this old retro game, like some baseball game, and it's like the worst graphics. People watch it. Like people
Yeah.
watch him play that game,
It's
you know?
great stuff. I don't know. It's something like I don't know. It's weird because I was born in '97, so for me to like be this like really into like '80s music and like Game Boys and Ataris and Sega, it's not even my. It wasn't something from my time, but I think it's just I've got a lot of respect for a lot of old things and like
Yeah.
just the vibe about it. I was like, yeah, I really love this, and I think it's interesting to see, especially how far technology has come.
Yeah,
Um,
100%. We're
so
talking to each
it's
other
like,
over the internet, bro,
mm,
and looking at each other. You know, it's huge. Yeah, mind blown.
mind blowing.
Yeah. So
so
let's
yeah,
talk about what goals you have. What goals do you have? Do you have any goals for this year, for the
massive,
future?
bro,
What's
massive.
the ultimate goal? What's the if the ultimate?
It's sort of
Don't hold
hard.
back. Don't hold back. The ultimate goal.
Yeah. Well, I sort of like to be a little bit realistic, just because my mum's really hounded that into me
Nah,
since day
I want
one.
to. I don't care
But
about being realistic right now. I want to know the ultimate goal. Then we'll be
what's
realistic.
it? I like shout out again to Alex Tate. I
Yep.
absolutely love him. I'm really keen to sort of possibly do something with him, maybe in future. But
Yeah.
ultimately, I'd love to be doing sort of some regular DJ gigs in Brizzy.
Yep.
But I'd love to work alongside Alex.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Cool.
yeah.
So
So
regular gigs in Brizzy. So how does that work getting from Byron then?
honestly, I've always thought sort of about like moving to Brizzy
Well, if you
because
want to do gigs here, mate.
I've spent a lot of time in Brisbane
Yep.
because I used to have like basically all my hospital appointments are in Brizzy. So it's
Okay.
like
Yeah.
Brisbane was kind of my childhood even before clubbing. Um,
Sounds like a no-brainer, man. When are you moving?
yeah,
When are you moving
exactly.
here?
It's like, we'll see, and it's like, but then there's sort of maybe Sydney as well, and going back to Sydney. So
Yeah.
we'll see where that goes.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it's just I want to be happy and do me, and what that looks like is to produce music and yeah, just um hopefully get a cool residency or some local gigs somewhere in Brizzy. But yeah, definitely Alex. Want to definitely do something with Alex. Massive respect for the dude since day one.
Yeah.
Like big ups to him, and massive respect for you, dude, doing what you do. Like
Thanks, man.
that's crazy to see how far this project has come in such little time. You've just blown the hell up. And I think it's so good, man.
Yeah. Well,
Still,
to
I
be
still
to be
can't get over
honest,
that episode you did with Waster. Like Iron is
yeah,
just
yeah, that was a good one, eh?
fucking classic. The
So good.
shout out Iron.
But that's it right there, man. It's not like people go, "Oh, you've blown up." And I'm like, it's. I don't see it as me. I see it as everyone because, like, without all the guests, without the people watching, listening, it's nothing. It's just me talking into a microphone, and I
Yeah.
can tell you right now that would be boring as fuck. you know.
I don't know, man. I mean,
But you know,
there's
but so it
something
is.
about you, dude.
You know, without people playing, without people tuning in, it's the whole community. I think Brisbane is the perfect spot to showcase, and I think that's why it has blown up because I'm just shining a light on Brisbane, and I think that's what's going on. So, big props to everyone in Brisbane doing things, man. It's not like I'm just out here creating everything. It's everyone.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So
Oh,
you want to play gigs in Brisbane? You want to get a residency here, right?
yeah, hopefully. We'll see where things go.
You're gonna have to move here, then, man. You got to
Totally.
do it. You got to
Well,
do it.
yeah.
I know that's a big thing to just say to someone, "Hey, man, just move," like as if it's
Yeah.
nothing.
Just grab your whole entire life and move.
I'm not saying you got to do it tomorrow,
Yeah, yeah,
but you know, like
exactly.
if you want to play every weekend here, and you said you've got appointments here and all that kind of
Mm,
stuff, to me it seems like a no-brainer. But you know, obviously you've got other things in your life, like everyone
totally.
does. Yeah,
Yeah,
but you know, if that's what you want to do, bro,
yeah,
you know, you can come to the
yeah.
studio and hang out here with us as well. Like we can work on tracks, like you know,
Cheers, man.
so you know you'll have it set up. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you know,
Like that's just one part of, like you said, like ultimately what's your ultimate goal. That's sort of what it is. I sort of find myself floating around between lots of little goals that I have, but that's sort of,
what
I
are the little
guess,
goals then? Tell me what the little ones are. You
the
can't
other
tell me
little
that you've
ones
got little ones you're
is
floating around and not telling me. What are
is just sort of working around Byron, because I absolutely love Byron.
they? Yep.
The community there is great. Got a lot of really sick friends there. So shout out to Woody's Cheeky Monkeys. If you haven't been there, go check it out when it reopens.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but also, since your shot, I've would definitely be keen to jump back um in the circle with them and maybe start doing stuff with them. So
yeah.
just
Man,
little
definitely.
little bits and pieces sort of like that. Because your shot was an absolute game changer for me. It wasn't more so about like um just being able to play in front of thousands of people. It was more so the connection and the people I met.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people, like when I went there, a lot of people I met were like, "Oh man, I'm gonna be so bummed if I don't win this year." Or, you know, it was all about winning, and for
yeah,
me, I was just sort of like, just take a step back and just be like, you know, to be honest, it's like a 1 in 0 chance of winning, maybe. Yeah. And besides,
yeah,
it's not even about that. You know, it's about the music, and you know, people are in a whole entire room together for that one reason, is for the music. And I
yeah,
feel like sometimes the meaning behind that gets lost. And I feel like, you know, your shot was so special for, to me, because I had some really, really close people who stayed during my set, and that just absolutely made it for me.
yeah,
Like I felt like I won
yeah,
because of those people. So
yeah,
that's what it was about for me. And huge shout out to all the guy that your shot, absolute legend. And I hope to see some of you guys here this year if it still goes ahead.
yeah. On October, in October it is. They said they've already announced October, I think. That's when it all kicks off.
Mhm.
So so you'll be at that.
Definitely, man.
Have you thought about talking to them and maybe getting involved somehow?
Yeah, it's in the works. It's in the works. I'm
Yep.
not gonna sort of say too much, but
Yeah, sick.
it's in
But
the
you've talked
works.
to them about that, yeah, right?
Yeah,
Sick.
yeah,
I was gonna say if you
definitely.
haven't, that was
Yeah.
gonna be the next thing I said to
Oh,
you.
don't worry, man. I feel like one thing that I'm very good at is like, if it's something I want, I'll never give up. So like, I mean, you can ask Alex about it. I mean, I've been hounding him.
Yeah, yeah. Hounding you.
So
Give me a set,
yeah.
bro. Give me a set. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, I think that's a really cool thing.
yeah.
Like, you know, you said you make connections and you're really personable and you know, you're an extrovert and that kind of stuff. So I think, you know, as much as I, you know, was saying like, you know, just come to Brisbane, there's going to be so many opportunities for you to showcase that more in, you know,
Mm,
face to face. If that's where you
yeah.
excel, you need to be here. You know,
Yeah,
if you want to do
total.
that, you need to be able to talk to the people, you know, and go and see them. And, you know, you could be an advocate to help other people, you know, who maybe, you know, you're like, oh, I can't get into this venue because there's no
You,
access. It's
you know,
like,
I was thinking about doing the exact same thing. So
yeah,
that's one of the little goals because I've faced like that problem so much
yeah,
in Brisbane.
uh-huh.
Not gonna name names, but
Yeah, yeah.
people who,
We're
yeah,
not gonna throw anyone under the bus. What about
yeah,
do
yeah.
you know Will? Like
Yes,
Jeff Will? Yeah.
Def will. Yeah, shout out to him. He's an absolute legend. Love you, dude.
He's doing some
Um,
really cool stuff in that space at the moment. You know, like he's been doing
yeah,
some
awesome.
shows where he's talking to people in the industry, similar to what we're doing now, with
Yeah,
all these different people. So I'd say link up to him as well. You know, like that's another
yeah,
person who he would,
yeah,
I'm sure he would be, you know, definitely keen to work with you on some stuff there. That'd be cool.
yeah. Def Will's absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
Love his stuff.
yeah. All right.
Yeah,
So what did we say we're gonna do? You're gonna message about. We'll wrap it up in a minute. You're gonna message about the live stream stuff to your friends.
exactly, exactly.
We're gonna go to Bicky Factory together when
Vicky
it's
Factory.
back on.
Yep, you and me.
Yeah. What
We're gonna
else did
go
we
there.
say? We said you got to move to Brisbane.
We
That's a
gotta
big
move
one.
to
That'll take a bit of
that's the
time.
very big one. That's gonna take a bit of time,
Yep, but you'll work towards it.
and if it goes ahead, because I got lots of little things sort of going on. I feel like a bit of an octopus with tentacles.
Hey, mate,
I got
same,
yeah,
same.
same.
And then the other thing is you're gonna really start pumping the Instagram, right? You said you feel more
Totally.
comfortable on there. I want to see. I'm following you. I want to see stories. I want to see, you know, some photos and videos. And don't be shy to put yourself in the wheelchair and in
Yeah.
photos. All right,
Cheers, man.
because that's you.
I really appreciate you just putting that forward a little bit more because I feel like that's sort of one thing that sometimes I'm sort of a little bit insecure about, but sometimes I'm like, yeah, fuck it, because
Because
really,
that's the
like, it
thing. Like
doesn't matter.
people will say, oh, you know, like, you know, and people might say, oh, Jai, you're telling him to play the, you know, the disability card. And I would say to them, fuck you, that's bullshit. That's who you know,
That's exactly what I said.
that's authentically you, man. That's your life. And I think, you know, people will resonate with that. It's going to be, you know, like I would love to see you playing just a little 30-second video
Yeah,
of you being like, I'm playing Game Boy. Like I just got I don't know what you know games you play. I just caught my third Pikachu in here. Like check it out. Like I'm out. You know, you're at Byron. There's awesome places you could you know you could be out at you know down somewhere with you know beautiful scenery playing like Game Boy or something. I don't know if you do that or anything, but you know
yeah, yeah.
just
Yeah.
whip the
I
phone
mean
out,
that
man. Record
yeah,
it.
that was one thing that I was sort of gonna do just for laughs and shits and giggles, and
All
I
right, so
think me
that's the
and
other thing you're gonna do then. You just
yeah,
said it was something you're gonna do. You got to do it.
yeah. It was like I wanted to do this thing, and I think Aaron told me I should sort of do it. So shout out to him. But it was like Uber wheels, where I just like grab like a skateboard, tie it onto the back of the chair, and people who want to go to the next club just jump on, and I just drive them there just around the valley.
And see,
Um,
and even if you just do that, like as for content,
yeah,
you
I mean, it's
obviously you're not going to do that to make money or something, you know, because it's
no, no,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
that'll get shut down real quick.
yeah,
But you know,
totally.
grab Waster one time, at a gig and do that. Get someone to film, you know, you guys going, or you could film it, you know, like in you know with the camera looking at you and having him behind you on the wheels, like that would you know how much love that would get?
Yeah, I
That
reckon
would
it'd
get
blow
so
up.
much love, bro. Like on
Yeah,
Instagram and that, like if someone saw that, TikTok, man, that would blow up on TikTok.
yeah, yeah. So
Are you
that's
into TikTok at
definitely
all?
something I'm no, but I literally 2 days ago I found out about what it was.
Yeah.
I had no idea about what.
Okay, so I'm really bad at TikTok as well. I haven't gone all in on TikTok like I should, but
Yeah,
it is. And I even told Waster the other day. I said, "Bro, get on it. You're a funny dude. It doesn't have to be dancing in that. Like that's what some people do. That's what it was. It's not going to be that forever. get on there now, because he's a funny dude, and I think you could like that would be huge on TikTok. I reckon you
Popping
giving
monos
someone a
in the
lift,
wheelchair.
man. There's so much you could do with that. TikTok, that's another thing. I'm not going to tell you. You've already got a few things you've got to do now, so I'm
Yes,
not going
man.
to tell you you have to do
I'll
that.
make a checklist of it.
I'm not going to tell you right now that you have to do TikTok, but you should do TikTok. You should get onto it,
Yeah,
because that's something that
definitely.
would I
Definitely.
think people would love watching that. What? I think we've just lost him. What? Is
Sick
he
going.
back? There he is. We've got him. All right, man. Well,
Yeah.
is there anything else you wanna talk about, or you wanna tell people out there like about things?
Not too much, man. Although I do want to just give again a quick thank you. I know it's been like ages and probably ancient history now, but every day I wake up, I'm so damn grateful for everyone who attended that Biscuit Factory show, and I think it was 2017
Yep.
with Tramper and Matrix and Future Bound. Thank you for everyone who donated and to help me get my gear back. Massive respect to you guys. Love all you guys. And hope to see you out there in Brizzy when all the clubs and festivals are open, and let's fucking mosh.
So sick, man. Thanks so much for the chat. We're gonna be in contact heaps more.
Thanks for
So,
having me on the podcast, man.
bro, first
Definitely.
one. You're the first
Definitely.
guest on the new thing, whatever this is, the workshop. That's what we're calling it for
Appreciate
now.
it.
So yeah, thanks for
The
coming on, bro.
workshop. Love
That's it.
it.
All right,
Anytime, man.
I'll talk to you
Appreciate it.
soon, man.
All right. Big
All
love,
right,
bro.
see you.
Peace.
All right, cool. How cool was that, guys? First episode, man, I didn't even know half of that about Karim. So, what a legend! And I can't wait to see his socials explode. So everyone, go follow him if you haven't. Tim Panic. I'll put links and everything in the live stream. And just as I say this, Bachelor jumps in. So thanks everyone who tuned in. If you want to be a guest on the show, please reach out. There's been lots of people who have already reached out to come on a beer with, and maybe just weren't quite ready. This is the show for you. This is where we can talk about how you can take it to that next level, and if I can impart any sort of help or knowledge to you, I will. So do that. I will be offering it first to people who are top fans of the A Beer With page on Facebook. So if you follow the page on Facebook, which I hope you do, make sure you engage and like on that. It's pretty easy to get a top fan badge at the moment, because we're still growing. So if you want to be on the show, that's the best way to do it. I would love if anyone out there would subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/a beer with. That's where all of our video content goes. It will be always there first. The podcast hits there first. So if you want to support in any way, that would be the way. And for anyone out there, excuse me, who hasn't seen our shirts yet that we've done. I've closed the window. I can't show you right now. Go to the website, abeerwith.com. There's a merch tab. We've got the white and the black plain tees with a beer with. You can go and do that. We've also got the really cool group, the fun group. It's fun. It's banter. It's a good laugh. You don't have to really even post. You can just read the stuff that goes in there. It's called A Group Where We All Pretend That We're Out in the Valley on the Weekend. It's grown. I started it like 2 days ago. We're at like 800 members. I only added a few people, like 50 people, and it's just blown up already. So if you love going out in the valley and you sort of want to reminisce on some of those times, jump into that group. It's so much fun. Thanks everyone for tuning in to the first episode of the workshop. Not sure who will be on next week. If you want it to be you, make sure you get one of those top fan badges. All right, cool. Thanks everyone, and I'll talk to you guys soon.